Um, I'm basically alone for the next week, so I thought it'd be fun, because I have nothing better to do, to watch and review a horror movie every day for the next week, with fan art also, which is going to be a little difficult because I've already started some speed paints and I'm recording this before putting in the speed paint, which I haven't drawn yet, so we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, also these are all like on Canadian Netflix that I'm watching. I have a whole list and I'm like, hey, I should just watch all these movies on my list before they get deleted off Netflix, because that's happened to a couple movies I've had on there. And yeah, I just want to watch some movies while I'm alone in my apartment for the next week before I can go back to my parents. Okay, enough rambling from me. The first movie I watched last night is called Murder Party, and I really loved it. If you don't want like any spoilers, like you just want to go in totally blind, I loved it. Watch it. Okay, so the plot is this dude finds an anonymous invitation to a Halloween party. Just on the sidewalk. He's just walking around, just being a dude, just vibing. So, and he gets to the party, and it turns out it's a plot by a bunch of like art students or something, to like murder him for art, to like get a grant from some higher up art dude or something. I don't know. It was pretty funny. It was listed under comedy on Netflix actually, and not horror, but it is very much horror. It is funny, but it's like just as scary. Well, more suspenseful than scary, maybe. There was only like one scary scene that really stuck with me. Anyway, I'll get to that later. Yeah, it's a good satire on like all art. Bleh, I cannot talk. It's a good satire on art culture, or whatever like Velvet Buzzsaw was trying to be. Like, I watched Velvet Buzzsaw recently. Not a fun time. Um, anyway, this is like the superior version of that, but like not supernatural, which is good. I like that. Supernatural movies are pretty like not as scary to me, I guess, just because they're like I don't believe in a lot of supernatural things. But that's just me. Anyway, off topic. Okay. All right. The only big complaint I have about the movie is like the sex scenes, which is just personal preference, you know. And like it doesn't even like show anything; it just shows their faces, which somehow to me is a little more uncomfortable. You know, the wisest man at the nude beach covers his face, not his genitals. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so I have my notes here for like once in my life. I have notes. Alright, so the movie is kind of like, I think it's like an indie movie, it's low budget, which made it feel more real, I think, to me. And I think the costumes added to that, like how it's like a party and they're just like a bunch of adults and it's not a real party, so they're just kind of like in these half-assed vague costumes, you know? I thought it was like, at first, kind of nonsensical, some of the costumes, like you just put on whatever clothes and makeup you have and make it work, but it turns out, like I was looking up info on the movie, and it turns out a couple of them like were cosplaying as like specific characters from something that I hadn't heard of, so I don't know, do with that information what you will. Um, yeah. Oh geez, my throat just made a weird noise. Yeah, some good death scenes, some good horror, like body horror, I guess. I don't know if, yeah, kind of body horror. Um, yeah, basically, it's just drugs, people, everything happens because of drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. This is like the best anti-drug, like better than any anti-drug I've ever seen. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll do some more specific things. Where am I on my notes? Okay. Okay, so like the beginning even felt creepy. Like the main guy, he has like an apartment. It felt really claustrophobic, and like his cat was super unnerving. Like I don't know, like the cat didn't move. It was just really weird. I thought the cat was gonna jump scare me, but this movie's not about creepy cats. Okay, and so that was cool. I really like the group. I watched a small like special features sort of like documentary thing. I found it on YouTube of the movie, and turns out all the actors and everything, they're just like a group of like good friends, and they use their real names in this movie too. Like at least most of them do, I think. Yeah, so like I kind of felt like the passion they had for the movie and stuff. I don't know if like I just kind of realized it was there once I watched this, or like if I felt it and like in the movie too. I don't know. I don't know what feelings are. um, but yeah, I really liked that. It felt like they were like all good friends and stuff, you know. Um, yeah, it was a good time. Okay, where am I? yeah, the banter between the group felt really funny. Like that scene where they were like arguing over what to eat. I really liked that. Um, this one guy, he gets like mutilated, and it's ironic if you know the part. It's I thought that was a good, funny, but kind of cool bit, you know. When the main character is like he has a chainsaw and he's like forced to defend himself against this dude, and he like just goes for it with the chainsaw, and he's like freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, this is so gross." And there's like blood everywhere. That was great. I like that, and like that part in particular when he's like chainsawing the guy to death. That part like was really scary for some reason to me. Like maybe it was because I hadn't watched a horror movie in a while, but oh, also like the practical effects, like were very cool. I remember in like the little documentary thing I watched, it was like they mentioned that like the chainsaw was real and all the they put like a sort of prosthetic thing to make it look like his head was being cut into it. That was really cool, and like they just animated the chainsaw moving, like the edge, like the blade part. I don't know what a chainsaw is. Yeah, that was really cool. I really liked it. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is the only like slightly spoiler thing I'll say that's like really specific. Um, if you don't want to hear that, just go watch the movie. It's great. I love it. Okay. Um, so like when the guy gets back like to his ordinary life or whatever, he doesn't really like do anything. He like, you know, there's nothing gets resolved like on his part, I guess, but like he doesn't really have to, you know, because like other people are involved and they'll probably be like, oh heck, people have died. And then, I don't know, there could be a whole moral or legal debate over like what the right thing to do was in his situation, but I just thought it was cool how he's just kind of like, well, that's over, time to go home. Like, it reminded me a little of like Hereditary, you know, you know, you know. Um, yeah. So yeah, good movie. I'm really bad at like giving like ratings and stuff like that, you know? Like I didn't even know like I made a list a while ago of like my top 10 favorite movies, and even that's changed at this point. So like yeah, I'm just gonna say I really love it. It was great. I love it. Yeah.